Now full screen match on Haven Infinity Slayer.
So much better. I love the full screen.
It is nice. Now Naded using his traditional start right there, jumping way across the map, not even using his jetpack, straight to the beam rifle, and he picks that up. Nice job. He's going to bring that back with his team. Still 0-0, no kills. The team's, of course, very hesitant on Breakable to give up any kills early in the game.
Definitely. It's all about getting the right positioning and then setting up before you just go in and die. Naded with that beam rifle, trying to put some shots in, but he gets a hit, gets an assist now.
Nice job trying to keep his teammates alive. Elumnite, nice job there to take out Flamehead. And Naded gets taken out, surprised right there, and they actually lose the lead.
Now this might get a little bit confusing because it looks like Triggers Down is playing as red, but taking over is actually the higher seed, so they should be playing as red. But sometimes it gets a little bit confusing.
Right.
Sometimes players don't realize that, but just ignore that for now. It's okay.
Yeah. So here we see Naded on the red team, now actually down 70-40 already. Going to try and keep his team in this. Can't stress enough how important it is to get an early lead, and you've got to know that these veteran players, they played earlier this weekend, trying to pick up, finding a whole bunch of weapons there.
Like Naded different weapons.
And finally gets away with the sword, but now the sniper in the hands of Neighbor, who traditionally a pretty deadly sniper.
And of course, sitting in this very popular back ramp position where we see most of the players hit with the sniper, he's just got to watch out for those nades, and he should be set right now. As he's looking down towards the bottom of the map, not seeing anybody right now though.
And Neighbor, a player who can absolutely go off, but nice job there with the beam rifle kill, helping out his teammate. And they actually take the lead right there, now 110-90.
Naded is actually running on the outside of the map with his sword right now, picking up some kills. Neighbor goes down with that sniper though.
And now 120-110 with just over 10 minutes left. These teams now kind of picking up. We see Elumnite top middle. Wondering if we're going to see Hysteria push towards top middle as well as Neighbor, but apparently he's got to call out that someone might be near him. Might have get spooked right there. Maybe heard a footstep behind him.
Taking over did take control of the beam rifle right now, and I think they have the sword as well. So Triggers Down has to slow it down a little bit because they don't have any of the power weapons. Right,
you see it is now 150-110, and this is the point where they can't really afford to give up kills. They need to just regroup and make sure that no one on taking over is able to go off with that sniper rifle. Ideally, just take it out of their hands entirely.
Elumnite just chilling the top mid right now. He's going to push up with his teammate who goes down, so it's just up to him right now. As Tom Morello picks up a nice double kill.
Yeah, big kill there from Tom Morello, a player who has been actually pretty impressive right there, trading for a third kill. Making some noise here in the bracket. I've heard some players talking about him, and I actually know that Triggers Down knows that he's a good player. And of course, Titomatic is a name that anyone who watches the MLG Pro Circuit will be familiar with. So not really a huge surprise that they're playing pretty well against this Triggers Down roster.
Yeah, and Elumnite was able to get in his personal ordnance, picked up the saw, and I'm sure he'll do some serious damage with that thing. So he's going to push up with his battle rifle, throwing some grenades, and he comes up on two players of G4C.
Yeah, nice job there as Elumnite choosing the saw. We're seeing that a little bit too often in Breakable. Yeah. Players opting for the saw, getting a little overzealous and trying to finish kills with it. When I bet if he pulled out his primary rifle, he probably could have turned two there. He had actually help from Naded.
Yeah, see, here's a hint. When you put your reticule over a player and it doesn't light up red, you're out of range. Because you see that with the saw, you see that with the BR from very far range. You probably shouldn't use that weapon.
Right, Hysteria, nice shots there against Tom Morello. Nice gets a beat down, and he's probably going to turn two here on Flamehead. Nice job. They're only down by 7, and he has an ordnance ready. Let's see what he chooses. Wouldn't be surprised if it was a speed boost.
Yeah, I mean, that's not the greatest. The Needler's pretty good, but still hard to pick up multiple kills with that thing.
Right there, I think he got connected with a beam rifle. It was bottom middle, so he does get taken out. Let's see if he decides to go with this ordnance. There it is. Decides to call it in, and it looks like it's going to be the speed boost. There it is, and like we said yesterday, speed boost really gives you the Flamehead. Looks like he's an overshield there, so it's going to be difficult to kill unless they capitalize. That overshield would be put to waste.
Yeah, Hysteria really has to take advantage of this speed boost and try and make some great flanking plays because he can move so fast around the outside of the map.
Right, you really do, and you have to get to wherever your team needs to be. So your team also needs to communicate with you. It goes both ways, of course, Unbreakable. Not only should you be helping your team and communicating with them, but they should be saying, hey, Hysteria, help me right here. I need help. And really, it's going to come down to everyone working together. I mean, Hysteria can try to be everywhere, but if his teammates aren't letting him know, then the speed boost will also go to waste.
Yeah, and actually it has disappeared by now. So it looks like Triggers Down still losing by about 60 points right now. Still 3 guys hanging out on this back ramp.
Yeah, surprisingly, Titomatic able to jetpack all the way to the top of the map but still stay alive. That's something we saw Naded doing yesterday in one of the free-for-all matches. Just jetpack straight up and really just draw attention to yourself while trying to finish kills. Titomatic here jetpacking and might be able to, nice job there as he drops down, finishes Neighbor. Probably if he hit a few more of those shots, he probably could have turned 2.
Yeah, but using the jetpack has landed some great angles. There's actually on the very top level some windows you can try to sneak through, but it's really hard to make that jump, so he came down, took in the man cannon entrance, and was able to pick up the kill.
Right, speaking of those little windows above the hallways, we actually saw Naded throw some really nice grenades up there, so you are not really that well protected, especially when players learn how to throw those grenades perfectly. I think we're going to see this game, Haven Infinity Slayer, overall just continue to increase in speed.
And that's what I love. There's so many different angles in this map that it just, it's really fast-paced and a lot of team shooting.
Yeah, Slayz opting for the thruster pack there. That was interesting. There's a lot of debate as to whether or not the thruster pack actually helps with jumping at all. Some players say that they like to use it to clear certain gaps. Other players say it doesn't make a difference. But Slayz, doing a nice job here in this game. Interesting to not charge the plasma pistol, but instead use it as a club.
He finally got the noob combo and he didn't even use it, but he was able to pick up that kill that he died from.
Let's see, Slayz actually given the same ordnance options as Hysteria, and no big surprise there. Also goes to the speed boost. I think they might just be choosing it because it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's so fun to move around the map that fast, definitely.
Yeah, it's sweet. And of course, it does stack when you sprint. So if you are sprinting and speed boosting, you will go even faster than a normal sprint as he's moving around now. I think it's also a challenge, though. It's not always the easiest when you have speed boost to get a kill. Because you are moving so fast, your strafing is different, your shooting is going to be different. So it actually creates a little bit of a challenge for the speed booster as well as the speed boostee.
Yeah, your aim can definitely be thrown off when you're moving that fast and trying to strafe.
Yeah.
You're not used to it. Elumnite putting a lot of shots downside, and Tom Morello, he goes down, though. His teammates are back there still shooting.
Yeah, Elumnite still using that battle rifle, finding moderate success with it. But in this game, you got to wonder, maybe he's considering switching over if Triggers Down continues to drop games. But of course, they lost game 1 in that series earlier, but were able to come back.
Yeah, it's interesting to see. Like, we'll have to take a look at the end and see how Elumnite does compared to other players using the DMR, and just see if it really does make a big difference.
Yeah, I'd love to see Unbreakable is kind of after we have this event completed, if we can see the statistics of the players who are using the DMR versus the player who uses the BR, if we could just take a look at a few case examples of that, it might be very telling, or it might just tell us that the weapons actually are balanced and it's going to come down to the players. So who knows? I'd love to see those statistics afterwards, though.
Dropping down to the bottom of the map, and it's weird because I still thought great position to pick up an assassination right there. I was going to say nice double kill actually.
Probably going to try to use a grenade here to pick up 3. Does get taken out, but surprising that he didn't pick up that needler. Right?
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Absolutely, in a close quarter situation, no reason you shouldn't pick up that needler. Players coming down the stairs, you can easily throw a few needles into them, and it's almost a guaranteed kill at that point.
You know, I think it is just the needler pretty much sucked in all the other Halo guns, and no one's actually used it in Halo 4, and people don't understand how good it is.
Right, I think it definitely will be more popular, maybe even on Sunday, as players are playing against some of the best of the game. Naded, nice job getting out of sword range, but he does get taken out anyway. We now take a look at the score. It's 570 to 500 right here. Triggers Down, losing for whatever reason, just not able to get back into the game in the middle. G4C about to close it out with 3 more kills.
Look at how much it's slowed down right now. Taking over, slowing it down a little bit. Flamehead staying hidden in the middle of the map, able to move in a great position, pick up what I thought should have been a double kill to finish the game, but it doesn't matter as they're able to close out game number 1.
Yeah, take a look at that. Titomatic standing up. He is pumped with his team. They take out game 1. And of course, it's only a 3-game series here on Unbreakable, so that's going to be quite a bit of a difference. Our next 2 game types, for those of you at home watching, are going to be Solace CTF, and if we do force a game 3, it's going to be Abandoned Infinity Slayer.
Yeah, I mean, what can you say? It's hard to come back, keep your momentum going after you lose like that, but when it's only 1 more game and you're out of the series, you have to come back and bounce back and capture the flag game, which we'll be seeing next after a quick commercial break.